welcome back to our channel. We're the Garso twins, Britta and Carly. If you're new here, we would love it if you would subscribe down below. Today we have a long overdue video we've been wanting to film for a while, and we're going to tell you all about our favorite cream and liquid, or do we have any liquid, or is it just cream?
Well, are these considered liquid?
Oh, they're like a gel, so cream / liquid products. Okay, honestly, the reason we wanted to film this video now is because we're both almost out of our favorite bronzer.
There's like none left.
And so I'm like, oh, if we are out of this, we can't film the video. So our favorite cream bronzer is the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer in the shade Baked. Mine is so gross. I know, I apologize. There's not that much left. This is like as far as it goes up.
Me too. That's all I have left.
This is honestly the only cream bronzer I really like.
Me too. I've been wanting to try the Chanel one, but I've tried the Nude Sticks Bondi Bay, and that is so dry for me, and it would not blend out and was very patchy. This is so emollient.
Yeah,
and
well, it's emollient, but then it does dry down matte, because it, well, I guess satin matte.
Yeah, but it blends like a dream. Like, easiest blendable cream product I think we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, it's, and the color.
We're both wearing it.
We are both wearing it. The color of it is, I would say, neutral to warm, but it's not too warm. It doesn't look orange, but it does give your skin life. And I also
there's some warmth to it.
Yeah, I also wanted to mention, I didn't get into cream products until like last year because I was so scared of like how to apply them. I'm like, I just feel like it'll look patchy, it'll look weird, it'll just fall off my face. So we're going to explain a few different application techniques for you guys so that we can hopefully help you find one that works for you. So the way we both like to apply this bronzer is with this Real Techniques contour brush.
I've been using a different brush.
Oh, what's your
brush?
brush?
I use 2 different brushes. This one, which some YouTuber I watched, maybe it was Sam Ravendall, said that it was their favorite cream.
It looks really similar to this.
Yeah, it's like my favorite brush. It's the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Complexion Perfection No. 7 brush in the big side. So I've used this to apply bronzer, and I've also used the Luxie Angled Top Buffer brush. So really you need something with medium density.
Yeah, well, pretty dense.
Synthetic,
and some sort of buffer brush.
not too large. I'd say those are like
large.
the
That's what my
qualities.
favorite thing about this brush, which it came in a holiday set, but they do still make the contour brush, is the size, because I feel like it fits into the hollows of my cheeks perfectly. I don't like, even like my normal bronzer, I try to like focus it right here. So the way I apply it is I'll just take my brush and go directly onto the stick, and then I'll brush a little bit off on my hand, and then I'll just do like circular motions right here. And then I'll just keep like working it in until it's blended out how I want it. And I feel like that just gives my skin the most flawless application. I feel like it doesn't look patchy. It blends in normally. Like, it doesn't look like, oh, there's a line of bronzer on your face. And I know some people, like Alana, we watch a lot of her videos, and she'll like apply sticks directly to her face. And when I've done that in the past, it just looks super harsh. I'm not able to blend it out.
Me too.
It applies too much product. So that's definitely the way we like to use this, especially because this stick is huge. If I were to apply this to my face, it would just look like a mess.
Yeah, I mean, all of these products we definitely don't apply directly to our face. That's just our preference. And also, if you have an angled brush like this, I really like it because I dab it in, like Britta said, and then I do like stippling motions. Like, I dab with the angled side, and then I'll kind of turn it on its side, like, so it's more wide to blend it out. And I really like it. If you guys want, like, I do have a cream tutorial on this channel, so we'll link it down below. I use this product and I can't remember how I applied it.
Probably with this
or
something
a beauty
like that.
blender.
Yeah, which also works, but I just think sometimes beauty blenders can be too big. I think sometimes they spread bronzer around too much, in my opinion.
Yeah, so we'll link that tutorial down below so you get a better idea of how we generally apply creams, but we'll try to explain as much as we can in this video as well.
Okay, so we actually want to mention that we only have 3 cream blushes here, and we know that there are a lot on the market now, but we're pretty picky with them, so leave us your recommendations below if we don't recommend one that you use.
And for bronzer too, because as you can see, we're picky with that.
We only have the one. So our favorite is the Glossier Cloud Paints. I have the shade Dusk. I'm wearing it today.
I have the 4 original colors, but my 2 favorites that I mixed together, and that's what I did today, mix them together and then applied, are Dusk and Puff. so pretty. They create like a dark peach. It's
Yeah,
really
that's
nice.
true. I do like that you can mix them. The only one from the range that I'd wear on its own is Dusk, which is why I only have that one. And honestly, you only need one because this has lasted me so long.
I've used it so much. Like, look how much I have left.
Because you literally need the smallest amount.
Yeah,
so,
truly.
Real quick, we'll go into the formula of this. It's like a gel consistency, I would say.
They say it's a seamless gel cheek color.
Yeah, it's a super thin gel consistency, very, very pigmented. And the reason we like it so much is because you can really blend it out on your skin and then it dries down and stays all day.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of people have trouble with these wearing off, but for me, they last. But I will say, when I first apply it does look really pigmented, and at first I was like, oh my god, I have to like blend, like blend it out with my beauty blender. But then I realized like after 20 minutes, it kind of seeps into your skin a bit, or at least on me.
Yeah, maybe
and
that
it
is
looks a lot more natural. And so don't worry if it looks too pigmented at first, because in my opinion, it definitely starts to blend in with your skin and look.
It does. I think it's
less
the
harsh.
gel. The gel like soaks into your skin a little bit. I agree with that. I think that especially this one's a deeper shade, and sometimes I'm like, oh, that looks really dark and really harsh. But then after, and also like when you're done with your full makeup, nothing ever looks as harsh. Like when you have your eyes and everything done. But this is our favorite just because of the blendability, I would say. It just like looks the most natural out of any that I've tried.
Me too. I love traveling with them because they're so small and cute.
And again, with the application technique, do you still use this brush?
I do, but I also use my fingers quite often.
Yeah, you can, that's something I want to mention, at least for, I mean the bronzer I wouldn't use my fingers, but for any of the blush or the highlights, I use my fingers too. But if you are like a brush kind of person, we'll recommend this. This is the ColourPop F9 brush. It's like their small stipple.
It's very small.
It's also the only brush I found that really works with these.
Me too.
So the way I apply this is I put a tiny amount in the back of my hand, and then you mix your brush in with it and like make sure there's no excess, and then I just like apply it where I would normally apply blush, again like circular motions until it looks nice. And then sometimes even I'll go over with the beauty blender.
I do that
yeah, to like press it into the skin, just because with the bronzer you don't really need to do that, I feel like, because it dries pretty matte. But with these, like if you want them to dry down and look even, it's kind of like with foundation, you know how it can look a little streaky. Same with this. So the beauty blender helps to make everything look like fresh and even.
And pick up excess product.
But I do like the brush technique just because I feel like it deposits a good amount of product, but not too much. Where sometimes with my fingers, I feel like when you like go to tap, I think you can like deposit too much product right here, and then as you're like blending upwards, or at least that's the way I do my blush, or backwards, it just like doesn't like carry the product, so it can look a little heavy in the front. That's just my personal thoughts.
That's true. Yeah, I really like my fingers, but I do really love this brush. I also do small circular motions like Britta said. With the bronzer, I definitely like do patting motions, but with this, I just do circular, and because it is so lightweight, like I don't know how they did this, but
it feels like nothing. It feels like water
it just
going
blends
on
out
here.
really well. Yeah, it feels like water. It's really good. If you haven't, this is the best Glossier product they have, besides the perfume. Like this is our favorite product.
It's really, really good.
Okay, if you watched that cream tutorial I did on our channel, I used this for my blush, which I had just gotten back from Iceland, and I used this like that whole trip, so I was really into it at the time. Right now my skin's a little too dry for this formula, but it's really good for the summer, and it's the Bite Multi-Sticks. Again, like so good for travel. They're just these little sticks, and they have a really nice magnetic closure, and they're multi-sticks, so they say that you can use them on your lips, cheeks, eyes. I've used them all those places. My favorite places to use it though is cheeks and lips, and these are more of a matter blush, way matter than the Cloud Paints do dry to a matte, I'd say. Like they're definitely, they don't leave a sheen on your skin, but this just has like a typical matte texture, like a little
even
thicker.
when you feel it, it feels matte.
Yeah, like it's definitely thick. Like the Cloud Paints are very thin and weightless. This, like you can feel its presence. It's very thick. I really recommend blending this out with your fingers. I think that's how I did it in the video, but I have also used that same stipple brush and just kind of like gone like this onto the stick and then blended it on. But I really love using my fingers because this is a thick, very pigmented formula.
You can like warm it up.
Yeah, the warmth of your fingers really blends it into your skin. If you have more oily skin, I would definitely recommend this because, again, like I've said a million times, it is more matte. I think there's like 30% powder in this.
And what shade is that?
This is the shade Brioche, and then I also have Cashew. Cashew is definitely the most universally flattering. This one's really pretty for like winter. It's a bit darker. But yeah, they're just really nice, especially like I said, if you have oily skin or in the summer when you want your makeup to really last. Like I feel like these are way more long lasting than the Cloud Paints because it has that like rich pigment and powder to it. So it definitely has like a powder matte finish that'll last. And yeah, I really like it. I want more of them. If you have some, let me know your favorite shades because I want to try some more.
Okay, and last up for blush, we have the Flower Beauty Blush Balm Color Drops for Cheeks, and these are a newer product, at least for Flower, and they also have really cute packaging similar to Glossier, and they're called the Blush Drops because it does kind of have this dropper, and we want to mention these because I wouldn't say they're a dupe for the Cloud Paints, but they're an alternative if you can't, or if you just don't want to spend the money because the Cloud Paints are a little bit pricey if you're not, if you're like just starting out in cream products. And this is the shade Pinched, and it's like a very good neutral shade. Yeah, it's really pretty for every day. And these are a bit thicker in formula. I can swatch it and show you. They're a little bit, a tiny bit thicker, but I would still consider this like a gel formula. Hopefully you can see this on my hand.
I actually feel like there's a lot more oil content in those.
Is there?
Yeah. I think that's, in my opinion, that's the main difference.
Oh yeah, I guess because they're shinier, so that makes sense.
They definitely leave, like we just mentioned, the Glossier.
But they're thicker.
Oh, maybe a little bit.
I feel like it's a little bit thicker.
We can have different opinions.
Yeah.
But the Cloud Paints definitely, like I said, they dry like
down
matte.
Yeah.
These have a sheen.
Yeah, and these look more, I don't want to say more natural, but
they do, I think, because of the oil content.
Okay, yeah, so
they are thinner, so they just kind of leave like a natural,
yeah, like even here, like
sheen.
I'll blend it out on my hand so you can see like that's a little bit blended out. So it does look more natural because it's less pigmented. There you go.
Yeah.
Less pigmented. I guess thicker might be the wrong term, but yeah, more oil. So it feels, you can feel it more on your skin.
Yeah, definitely.
Than with the Cloud Paints. They feel more weightless. Like we said, they feel like water. These feel like an oil going onto your skin.
Because I mean, if those are gel, then we haven't checked the ingredient list, but I'm assuming water is like in the Glossier Cloud Paints, whereas this is oil based.
That's true, but I do like this because, especially because I have dry skin, these work really well because I love anything with oil, and because it is more natural. Like sometimes if I'm wearing like a no makeup day and I'll just put on some concealer and then like this with some highlight, I feel like works really well, whereas the Cloud Paints, like Carly said, like sometimes they can look kind of crazy and like too pigmented because they are so pigmented. So it just depends on what you're looking for, but if you're just getting into cream products, especially cream blushes, I think this is a really great product, and it's a good alternative to the Cloud Paints, and they do have a really good shade range.
They do. And to kind of recap, because I feel like we've talked about quite a bit, I would say like if you're oily skin, I would go with the Bite Multi-Stick. If you're normal or really normal combo, normal oily, like anywhere, probably the most universal, I'd say the Cloud Paints. And then if you're dry, I would go with the Flower. I think that that's like a good way to kind of put it.
Yeah. Next up is cream highlighters,
which is my favorite category. Is it
me
yours?
too, for sure. I feel like it's the easiest to use. A lot of these you can wear on top of powder even, so if I'm not even doing like a full cream look, I can always wear a cream highlighter type of thing.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah. So first up is another Flower Beauty product. This it's well loved. As you can see, the cap is completely broken. It's the Flower Beauty, what is this called? The Glisten Up Highlighter Chubby in the shade Pearl Shimmer. We'll insert swatches. We just realized we should probably do that for you guys. But this is actually the first cream highlighter, or one of the first that I tried, and I really, really love the formula. I feel like it is the perfect, like, natural looking highlight. It does just add like a glisten to your face, and the formula itself isn't too dry or too emollient. I would say it's like right in the middle. Like it feels like a true cream. It doesn't feel too oily. It doesn't feel super dry and like matte. And the way I apply this is with my fingers, so I'll just like go like this with my fingers, work it in, and then like just dab, dab, dab. That's how I apply all my cream highlighters. But again, like we never apply them directly to our face. You can if that works for you, it just never ends up working out for us. But I really like this. I think it's a good natural highlighter. It looks really good on at least my light skin tone. And they do have a few other shades. I think they might be discontinuing this because it's on sale on the Flower website for $6. But if you see this at Walmart, I don't know if they still have it in stores, but it's so good. I feel like the formula, to me, I like better than some high-end like cream highlighters that I've tried. I've used this like time and time again, even after purchasing new ones, because I just really like it. The color, the formula, I feel like it's just very wearable, great for every day, and really, really affordable. My favorite cream product probably is this Milk Makeup highlighter. I love it so much. Milk Makeup with the cream product.
Yeah.
I feel like they do a good job. It's the shade Lit, and you really can't tell what the color is, but like Britta said, we'll do swatches. We described this in a video recently.
In our Best of Beauty.
Oh, Best of Beauty, yeah. And I think I said it was like a champagne, but a very universal champagne. Like, I'm wearing it today, but it's a tad deep for my skin tone right now. I really wish they would release this in another shade. I believe it's the only shade they have. But I will say it could really range for a lot of skin tones. Like, I think medium to even deep skin tones could wear this. It's a beautiful formula. Like Britta said with the Flower Beauty, I agree that this one is also not too emollient and not too dry. It's like in that middle sweet spot where you can warm it up with your fingers, and that really allows you to blend it out easy, but it's definitely not going to move. It's not going to slip around. It's not going to wear off because it has like that not matte, but like that satin dry down. Like, it's just a really good texture. Again, this is such a large weight. You get a full ounce. So I've used this, like, I swear to God, like every time I've worn makeup.
And they sell a mini too.
Yeah, they do sell a mini, and I feel like I'm never gonna run out of it. As Britta said, I take my pointer finger, I rub it in here, and then I dab on the product like this, and then I use both fingers, and I'll like go back in and dab. And then sometimes I'll even go over with my beauty blender to really make sure it's blended in. But I love this highlighter so much. Has a weird smell. It smells like Play-Doh.
They all smell
But besides that, yeah, the milk stuff. I love it. I love it. I love cream highlighters. I want to try the Hourglass one really bad. Okay, and last up we both have, this is the Flesh Beauty Highlighting Balm, and I have Startle. Carly has two shades. I have Startle and Pinky, but I really recommend Startle, so let's just talk about this.
Yeah,
we talked about this in our Best of Beauty as well. So this is the most emollient, I would say,
Me too.
formula that we have.
It is dewy.
It is so dewy, but I love it because I have such dry skin that I'm like, save me, please. And it's so, it blends out. I would say like all of these blend out really, really well with the fingers. This almost you could apply directly to your skin though and blend it out because it is so emollient. But it just gives, I'm wearing it today, it just gives the skin like the most beautiful glossy effect.
Yeah,
and
it's a true highlighting balm. Like, that's a great product name.
Yeah, and I love the size. I think it's not too big because you don't really need that much highlighter.
It's so
and
tiny.
the packaging is so cute. Highly recommend. I've never felt a cream highlighter like this that's like almost oily, but then it like just truly gives like that glossy skin appearance, which we're all after. I love this, and it is a little bit white. Like I mentioned this in Best of Beauty. I wish they would come out with a better range because this looks a tad icy on my skin, but it's worth it.
Yeah, because then the pink looks very pink.
Yeah.
And I also don't think it has as much of a high shine glossy quality as Startle. So that's why I would definitely recommend Startle. But the deeper shades look really pretty.
They do look really pretty. Okay, this will probably come as no surprise because everyone loves these, but for eyes, we truly, truly love the Nude Sticks Magnetic Eye Colors. They're so good. I feel like we're really picky with cream eyeshadows as well because a lot of them, if they're too emollient, too much oil, they just crease like crazy. And they just like make your eyes look really heavy or like come off. These don't do that at all. I feel like you don't have as much time to work with them. Like, you have to work quick because they do dry down, and they dry down and they stay. If you ever like put one on your hand and then forget to take it off with like a wipe, it'll like stay there all day. I like the mattes so much more than the shimmers, so that's why I brought out the mattes. But me too, but I wanted to mention the shimmers because I like wearing them together.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I mean, some days if I'm really in a hurry, I'll just wear the matte, but I really, really like pairing one matte with one shimmer because I feel like it's a really easy smoky eye. Like today I'm wearing the shade Terra in my crease and like all over the lid, and then I put the shade Nudity. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Nudity on top, which is just a really pretty like pearlescent bronze, and I really like pairing them together to add some dimension, and because they do work so well together, they blend beautifully together, that I do like pairing them. But I do think the mattes are the best. They're like the obvious winner because I don't think there are even any good matte cream shadows.
These are so good. Tara is my favorite shade, the shade that Britta said she wore today. It's like a light warm brown, medium warm brown.
Yeah.
I always just throw it all over my lid and blend it out, and it looks so pretty. I get so many compliments actually when I wear this, and then we both have fig.
I really love fig.
I love fig too. I actually get a ton of compliments when I wear this as well because
it gives your eyes natural definition.
Yes, and the warm undertone really brings out our green eyes.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
Again, with the application technique, because these, I mean, I could use my fingers, like with the shimmers I can use my fingers, but since this is kind of a deeper shade, I feel like it can look patchy if you don't apply it properly. So I love the Deluxe Crease Brush by Real Techniques, and this came in a holiday set 2 years ago, and they don't sell it on its own, and I wish they did because I would buy 5 more, but it's so dense, and it's like the perfect size that I'll just throw this all over the lid, and then just blend it all over, and like blend it and really buff it into the crease in like back and forth motions, and then I feel like it kind of thins out the shade, so it's not super dark, super pigmented. It's like just enough pigment, and then you just let it dry down, and there you have it. Like, it's so easy.
I do the same thing, but I usually use like a dome shaped brush, like something like this, and I do that, or I'll just go directly again into the product, like make sure to really coat the brush and then just start brushing on. And
yeah, I can do that too, but with these I feel like since you do have to work fast, that's why I kind of do like applying directly to the eye, because they do dry down so quick that if I just apply it and then like it's just an extra step to like go in here and then try to apply it when it's like, it's a pretty quick working product. They're so great.
These are perfect. I
love them. Highly, highly recommend. And I do still like the shimmers because I will say the shimmer shades, they're just kind of like a wash of color. Like, they're not very pigmented. So that's your vibe. Like, you don't like a shimmer shade that's like, bam, all over the lid, like here to play. You know what I mean? Like, they're just like a nice glossy, they give like a glossy lid effect. So for a lot of days, like, I really like that look because it is just more muted and natural. The other cream shadow that I'm going to talk about is definitely more pigmented. So it just depends on what you're looking for.
Okay, the cream shadow I'm wearing today is the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize in the shade Bet. And I've played around with this so many times. It looks kind of like goopy. It's a very thick product. It's like I don't know how to describe this. It also
like a putty almost?
It also feels water-based, like almost like a solid gel, if that's a thing. Like a solid gel cream is how I would describe the texture of this. But a little goes such a long way, so I was applying this with a brush, but then I realized that it was just too much. And so now my favorite way to apply is just to dip my finger in, take a tiny, tiny amount, and just start applying with my finger. And I just like add layers as I go because...
What shade is that again?
It's the shade Bet.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a warm, kind of coppery gold, and there's a lot of sparkle in it. And I'm not a glitter person, but I really like the shimmer in this because I feel like it just makes your eyes look really pretty, but it's not too much. But I have a lot of folds in my eyes, like they just droop, and I don't know. But I can't apply too thick of products or it'll start to look like really bad and creasy. So yeah, my favorite way to apply is definitely small amounts, very thin layers, and just keep adding until I feel like I add an opacity I really like, but then that way I'm not applying too much product. Like right now I feel like I have nothing on my eyelids and I have this on there. So it's a really beautiful product. I think it's worth the money. The little component is really cute too. I really like it.
Okay, and our favorite drugstore cream shadow is the Revlon Color Stay Cream Eyeshadow. We both have the shade 710. I don't know what the actual name is, but this is so pretty and very similar.
It's almost a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury.
Yeah, it's very similar to if you've tried the Maybelline Tattoo Studio, like those cream shadows. And we actually used to love those. I remember I had this shade Barely Branded, and I would like use that as a base and then put cream shadows over the top for so many years. The shade Bad to the Bronze we really loved. But then when we discovered these, I just think they're a hair better.
Me too.
I just think that in the Maybelline ones, I will say, dried out so quickly. I was replacing those like every few months, whereas this I've had for a few months and it's not too dry. I just think that this formula. It's like very metallic looking, but you can sheer it out really easily. One of my favorite ways to wear this, I actually did this yesterday. I put this all over the lid, and then I'll just take like a neutral brown matte in the crease and like blend it over the top, and it's just, you have like a complete eye look, super easy, super quick. I feel like this shade specifically would look good with like everyone's skin tone.
Me too. And if you're comparing it to Charlotte Tilbury, I think they have a really similar finish, but this just has a thicker consistency.
Yeah.
It's not like as elevated, but you get like the exact same effect.
Yeah,
so,
and it also doesn't crease on me. Does it crease
no,
on you?
no, it's beautiful. These are so good.
They're so good. We want to try more shades, but we definitely gravitated to this because it's the most wearable, like everyday shade. They're so affordable, and yeah, Revlon has been doing some good things for sure, and these are just like the best drugstore cream shadow we've found. But if you've tried some that we didn't mention here today, we'd love to hear more because we love cream shadows.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it, and leave your cream product recommendations down below for us because we'd love to buy more.